Alright, welcome back to the Gus and Russ show. I'm Russ.
I'm Gus.
And we want to show on early Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, because that's still going on. We actually know when this airs, it will not be going on anymore. So,
When does Hanukkah start, Russ?
it started roughly 3 to 4 days ago.
Okay, so yeah, no, we're...
Yeah. By the time this airs, Hanukkah will be over. But happy previous Hanukkah. There we go. Back on track. Wonderful. And for our little holiday episode, it's really a tale of two sides of a coin here. Because on one side we're doing 1964's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And the other side of the coin, we're doing George Lynch's Orchestral Mayhem. Mostly because I don't know a lot of Christmas albums, so I don't...
I mean, there's plenty that are not heavy metal you could have chosen from, but you're just like...
Not that I'm aware of. It's not that I listened to.
I mean, August Burns Red did one.
Did they?
Yeah.
I've only heard like 4 of their songs.
I mean...
Which is... I'm kind of feel bad now because I know someone who toured with them.
I always really liked their Carol of the Bells track.
Oh, they have that? Oh.
Yeah, have you ever seen... I don't know if you've ever seen American Dad, but there's...
I have.
So there's one episode where I think it's like something like Steve accidentally like causes like he does something to physically injure a mall Santa.
Yes.
And it turns out it's the real Santa.
Oh no.
And then they escape and they try to hide it out.
Yes.
And then Jeff, who's like the really dumb stoner dude,
yep,
he tells them where they are. And then as soon as they realize it, you hear the jingle, and then it goes to heavy metal chorus as there's like a crazy all out assault on the on their place, like their little log cabin in the woods. Have you seen that episode?
I have not, but now I'm going to later.
Yeah.
It's on Hulu, right?
I assume so. I haven't seen Hulu in a minute.
I hope it is, because if it is, I'm going to.
No, I mean, I take it back. I recently watched Run, which is from the guy who did Searching. That was pretty good.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, but back on track.
Yes.
Off the bat. So we're going to start off by talking about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Absolute classic.
Absolute classic. Capitalist propaganda,
yes,
but a classic. No, I mean, it is. Off the bat, the moral of the story is basically, it's okay to be a cripple as long as you're a cripple who can make us money. And even in the beginning...
as far as the plot goes, you're not wrong.
Even in the beginning, right, there's literally, one of the workers wants to be Herman, he wants to be I want to be like a dentist. And they're like, you want to be a dentist? You want to rise above your working class status? Get back in the fucking line, you little tramp.
How dare you? Class mobility? No.
Yeah, you think we have unions in this racket? They really don't. But you're wrong.
L's with the unions? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, considering they live forever, I guess there's really no point to retirement benefits and health benefits, but at the same time...
Do they live forever?
Well, actually, in D&D they do. They are Lord of the Rings, any fancy shit, they live for hundreds of years. But I guess the Christmas elves, I don't know how they operate. Santa Claus is really the Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
Yes.
There's a really weird lore thing with that. I think.
What's the actual canon? We need to know.
Yeah, I know there's I get one of the they're also saying Hermie is the sole person I think or he's I don't think he's an elf, right? Because he doesn't have pointed ears. He has the weird anime hair, which is because it was made by a studio in Japan.
Yes.
They were doing it all the way back then. They had their style from the get-go. You gotta respect consistency, Russ.
You do. You really do.
And the thing is, maybe that's why, because he only does. I only got 80 years. I need something. Actually, yeah. Also, how old is Hermie? Because he seems like he's really. When I grew up, I want to be a dentist and playing as a child. But there's a 3-year time skip when Rudolph grows into a stag.
Yes.
Hermie looks the exact fucking same. Maybe there's an innate magic in the North Pole that keeps people young forever.
There might be, but explain the head elf then.
Oh,
explain that.
He went backpacking in Europe for a couple of years.
No.
It's because we're gonna go tangent. I remember in DC Comics.
Yes.
Or DC Universe.
Yes.
Wonder Woman doesn't age when she's on Themyscira, her homeland, the Amazon, but she does age when she's in man's world. And that's in some places. Other places she just doesn't age at all.
Yes.
But that's kind of how she can kind of grow up, I guess, and kind of stay stagnant. And she leaves, and she actually physically ages in some places. But that's something I think of. There's an innate magic. You leave it, you age. That's why maybe Santa gets a little older because he actually leaves once a day. So maybe it wears off. I don't know. But back to the capitalist propaganda thing. So obviously there's a ruling class that has no care for the workers. Literally Santa, I think, Santa literally tells Rudolph when he's a baby, if you don't fix your fucked up little nose, I'm not going to hire you.
Oh, like when the entire movie encourages bullying, like a third of the way through.
It does. The thing is, like, the coach is just chilling there, like, yeah, this is
The
good.
comment encourages the entire thing and tells him to fucking leave.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, like it. I also love how the fact when it first pops off, like, it just kind of pops off. Like, there's not even a reason. It's just because the story demands it. And then like the one, what's his name? The one blonde-haired deer. I can't remember. Just like a fire or something.
It was something stupid like that. It was like fire, like Jax.
Yeah. And he literally he goes like spaced out, like, whoa, man, like the second he sees it. Maybe he should become like, I mean, if it actually causes trips, maybe that's how Rudolph should make his money in the future. Because for a fact that the only reason they hire him is because like because the snowstorm was particularly bad that year.
Yeah.
But this is based on the way everyone reacts. This is like a once in a while thing.
Yes.
So next year, he's gone.
Yeah.
Like they're not gonna name him anymore. Like he's gonna come back and he's gonna be like, yeah, fuck you, Rudolph. Bad. They're kicking him away.
Essentially.
And also, I guess
it took him 4 years to earn that role as a head reindeer anyway.
Yeah.
And it was only because of the great snowstorm.
And then Scott, like we had the there's plenty of like really great blizzards that don't happen like 15, 20 years, and reindeer like last like 15. So
there was some. I think there's some like schedule for this blizzard in like the Canada movie.
Yeah.
So they'll probably just have them like in a shed somewhere out back. Yeah. Like, all right, it's 10 years later. It's time for the blizzard again. Come on now, let's go.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think here. Like, also, do you think Krampus exists in that universe?
I hope so.
I would love more than anything.
I hope so.
For like a CGI like 1960s Krampus, just like fucking, just like fuck you, Ray.
I mean, you could say that's Heat Man.
Oh, that might be Heat Man. That's right.
Remember that movie?
Yeah, that was
a fun one.
Right.
I actually like that one a lot.
I mean, yeah, and also because there's like other. And of course, there's also like the Island Misfit Toys. It's also North Pole.
Yes.
I guess it's kind of like it kind of sucks for them too because they're obviously like because they were physically crippled.
Yes.
At birth.
Yes.
Or I guess being made like they were like I guess they're technically they're crippled by the elves, and there's no real kind of plan for them. Like Moonracer only kind of makes Island Misfit Toys because like he kind of feels bad for him. But
what a stupid name.
Yeah, but before
King Moonracer.
Yeah. But before Moonracer, like, what was their? Were they just kind of chilling the island, just in a trash heap?
I mean, in the second,
was that their Skid Row? Like, I mean,
Yes. In the second movie, they address it kind of, but they really don't.
I haven't watched the second movie in literally years. So you're gonna have to, because the first movie I watched obviously for this, but I don't really.
Okay, so the entire plot of the second movie is about the Misfit Toys essentially.
Yeah.
Because, I want to say it's like the bear from the first movie. I want to say it's the same bear, but it probably isn't.
Yeah.
Gets thrown away by his kid. And I was like, I'm gonna steal all the toys at Sam's workshop to save them from being thrown away. So he steals all the toys, and because now he's a misfit, and he's like, I know I hate it here.
He's the Karl Marx. There's the capitalist propaganda. It's
yes.
like I have a place for the the working class.
Yes.
We can fight against the proletariat.
Yes.
The bourgeoisie.
Bourgeoisie.
And we can bring we can bring the wealth of the few down to the many. And he's like, oh, that's the villain of the story. The socialist little punk. He's trying to fuck us.
And Santa asks Clarice and Rudolph to go get his toys back so they can deliver them to the kids for Christmas.
Yeah.
And Rudolph's like, no. I won't do that unless you deliver all these misfits to the kids as well. And Santa's like, fine, I guess.
Yeah.
But then, like, the end of the movie, I don't think he ever actually delivers the misfit toys to anyone.
Wow, capitalist.
I think he just leaves. I think he leaves them in Santa's workshop and just stays there.
Yeah, wow.
If I remember the second one correctly.
Shocking.
Yeah.
And also, can we talk about the really toxic relationship between Miss Claus and Santa?
We can.
Because she's constantly She constantly basically is gaslighting him to eat more. She's saying, "Oh, you're really skinny." Like he's trying to get healthy. You see Santa, like he's kind of like, he's kind of in shape at the beginning. Like he's like, "Oh, you know what? Like I'm like, he's really healthy. Like he's probably feeling really good.
Trying to make those gains."
He's doing that like P90X. Like he's got it. And Miss Claus, because she doesn't also better herself, feels bad, and instead of like supporting her partner, like I don't know, like how many years, decides, "No, I'm I'm going to like just basically gaslight him into eating my food to fatten him up. All right.
So he won't leave me.
So he won't leave me. Because if he looks ugly, he'll feel ugly, then he'll stay with me.
Real world problems.
Because here's the thing, because it's like, because here's the thing, thinking about it, like, it's Santa Claus. He probably has some pool. Like, I mean, he's real. That's the thing.
Yes.
Like, he's like legit. So, like, he has like a vast like business empire. Like, he's got like, a winter cabin. Like, it's more of a castle actually. Like, it's
he's got a magical pimped out sleigh.
It does. Like he's a catch.
Yeah.
Like, he's kind of a pimp. Like, he's kind of a daddy. He's
got
kind
a
of sugar
beard
daddy.
going on.
Yeah. He's a sugar cane daddy.
Oh my gosh.
Also, another thing I want to mention is Hermie, if he's a child, so some really frightening sociopathic behavior and also should we say, spoiler alert for a film that's like 50, like old enough to have Social Security, but here we go. Yeah. But anyway, so like in the climactic battle with the abominable.
Yes.
Like Hermie's solution, so they knock him out. Hermie's solution is to
rip all his teeth out
with no anesthetic, and no anesthetic. Like clearly, also, I gotta give a lot of credit to that abominable's like, because he didn't wake up. He's just like, I just pull out. Like,
I doubt Hermie had anything to stop the bleeding.
No, he's gonna
because those gums are bleeding.
Your gums are bleeding. He's a carnivore. He's gonna die of starvation. Clearly.
I doubt his tools are very sanitary.
No.
Doubt there was proper lighting or a good work environment.
No, it was a cave, so not very good lighting. And
just
and also the nerfing the Abominable goes through, because at the beginning it's like it's so big that it literally clambers over a mountain.
Yes.
And like it lands its foot down and it takes up like the entire screen, and then later on they fight it. It's like maybe like a foot taller than Yukon.
If I'm 5'10", and if we're gonna say Yukon's 5'10", that's like a 6'10", 7-foot snowman.
It's like a Shaq-sized snowman.
Not that bad.
Like, I mean, I'm not, like, here's the thing. Like, could I take on Shaquille O'Neal? I was losing probably not, but if he had, like, none of his teeth and I had a pickaxe, I feel like my odds are substantially better.
Yeah. No. If you took on Shaquille O'Neal with a pickaxe and he had no teeth,
yeah,
I think you're gonna win that fight. I just don't see it.
And also, like, one of the things actually I looked at this way. Apparently, there's a deleted. Well, it depends on what version you get, but in some version, there's a scene where he goes into Yukon goes into like a peppermint mine, or he finds a peppermint mine near Santa.
Yes.
And that's why he always licks his pickaxe.
Yes.
But like, apparently that scene is not missing. So there are a number of people online who thought that was just how he found gold, which is fucking hilarious. The idea he can just look and be like, yeah, it's a gold deposit like 3 kilometers that way. I'm gonna go there.
That'd be cool if it was.
That'd be so fucking cool. He's the MVP because he saves them when they're in the snow against the Abominable, and he saves them the second time. Like literally the only reason why, Yukon doesn't get like any credit because he's just like a mountain man who gives a shit. Oh wait, that's another thing. How did Yukon get to the North Pole?
Determination and effort.
Do you think Yukon is Hermie's father? Because Hermie's like the only other. He's the only other like notable
human.
Human.
The mom, because the hair doesn't match.
His claws, I don't know.
Oh my god.
I mean, but
that's why I just want us to get Santa's Day.
Yeah.
That's why. So desperate.
Something else.
Oh, by the way, the only reward Yukon gets is in the second movie. They give him the peppermint mine.
He actually. Wait.
I don't think that was his mine in the first one. No, they give it to him in the second one. It's his mine.
No, I mean, it's straight mine. They gave it to him, but also at the same time, like, that's not the mine he wanted.
It's not the mine he wanted at all.
Give him the gold mine. Like, he
or
killed...
at least the silver mine, something.
Yeah.
Don't give him the mint mine. What's wrong with you?
And the, like, my favorite, like, little dark moment, because it's just, like, I don't know if, like, this is, like, they kind of thought about this when they did it, or, like, but there's a scene where, so near the end, obviously, there's a scene where, because they got that cut because there's a scene at the end where where Santa takes the Misfit toys with him on his sleigh.
Yes.
At the end of the first movie, and there was literally a scene where he gives an umbrella to a penguin, because that's one of the Misfit toys.
Yeah.
Because he's a bird that
just flies away.
Well, no, because he's a bird that swims but can't fly.
Yes.
And then as he's kind of jumping off, they take away the umbrella, and he goes off with no umbrella, and he can't fly.
Oh, I remembered it differently.
It's either, what do you think? It's either like...
I thought it was like he opened it and he just flew out his sleigh and then it's like, oh.
You know, it's either
There it goes.
it's either he flew out of sway and then it's kind of shut in,
Yes.
or he just lost it. One of the two. Like
Oh no.
he just fell into his death. And like that's like
Is there objective death in this movie though? In this world?
I'm trying to think here.
I mean, because Abominable bounces. That's why I
Does
asked this.
does the boat not technically drown? The boat that can't stay afloat? Because he literally sinks and we don't see him again, I don't think.
It's fucked up. It's really fucked up.
Yeah, and then like yeah, also I mean I feel really bad for Rudolph in this sense, I guess, because he doesn't have any because his dad doesn't like him.
Yeah.
And it kind of implies like, you know, he might just like kind of like just take him out, just leave him in like the wilderness, just like kill him or something. And then Santa doesn't like him, and then none of the other people like him.
The coach actively encourages the bullying against him.
Yeah. And then it's not until like the very end where it's like, oh, you're useful, come with us.
This is the one time you're useful to me. Now you're gonna help.
Yeah, everyone talks about Rudolph now in his glory days. There's like the real story is 20 years down the line where he's just like hanging out in some bar. He's hanging out with he's working the peppermint mines.
Yeah.
He's like, I used to be the lead reindeer at Santa's Sleigh. They're like, yeah, whatever, Rudolph. No one
Go
cares.
back to bed.
Go back to bed.
Get out of here.
Go back to the mine, you fucking freak.
Yeah.
Or he's just like one of those like you know, like because there's no obviously homeless people who are veterans because like, you know, the PTSD and everything. It's kind of laid waste by the government. Same thing. You see Rudolph outside of the shop just like slinging around like a little can for change.
Like Leandro Ball saying, I used to play for the Pistons. Yo, get out of here.
Did he?
For your 3-day contract, get out of here.
I mean, well, exactly. He played for him. Like that's still a pretty good. I mean,
I don't think he played a single minute in any of the games.
Yeah, it still counts. I mean, like I still consider that a pretty. I mean, if you can even make an NBA roster, you're probably like top 0.1% of people to ever play the sport of basketball.
I don't think we're ever gonna see a NBA season with all 3 balls in the league.
May depend. Well, no, it didn't. Well, so obviously you have LaMelo is in the
Hornets.
Lonzo is in the Pelicans.
And Leandro is off the team again.
I thought Leandro signed a non-guaranteed contract with the Pistons.
They cut him.
Oh, they did?
3 days into it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I used to play for the Pistons. Get out of here.
Yeah, so maybe he could go work for Big Ball Brand.
Yeah. That's doing so well. All right. Anything else you want to talk about Rudolph?
No. I mean, interesting. I say
An
overall,
absolute freak.
yeah, it's a clown. You call me a freak.
No, I'm calling him a freak.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Why call you a freak? No.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like it's the same thing. Like it's a nice classic kids film.
It is.
But it's communist propaganda.
Yes.
It's capitalist propaganda.
Yes.
I got the Russian sitting across from me. I just keep thinking, commie, red. But
Wait, was this during McCarthyism?
64, no.
Damn.
But it's during the Cold War.
All right, fair enough.
But it's capitalism propaganda, and it should be reviled. Basically, it's just teaching all the young boys and disabled girls, all the young disabled boys and girls in the world, that you're only as good as your monetary value.
I mean, the world already teaches them that, so.
Yes, but this reinforces it. You gotta enforce it while they're young. You gotta slip it in there, and then you gotta.
Yeah, pull back a little bit.
Pull it back.
And then when they get a little older, throw it back in. See what happens.
That's why kids in the 80s were so conservative. They were raised on shit like Rudolph. Like, oh, yeah, no, if you're not with it, get the fuck out.
I hope that's not the reason.
Well, I mean, kids in the 80s with the Reaganomics were, I think, fairly... Because the kids in the 80s are like the 50, 60-year-olds now.
I know, but I just want to see a boomer tell me that he's the way he is because of Rudolph.
Yes. That is. I was like, I was.
Because I was raised in the good old days, back with Rudolph.
Yeah. Also, are we talking about who do you think Sam is? I mean, I guess Sam was talking to us. Do you think he's like, because they meet him, don't they? Eventually, at some point, they meet.
Yes.
So, is Sam like, is he see through dimensions, or like, is there like some kind of little window where they can see us? Like, how does that work?
I think he's just that world's god.
Makes sense.
And we all just do his bidding.
It would make sense, because if any of the characters would be like, because here's the thing, if any of the characters would be voiced by Morgan Freeman,
Yes.
it would be Sam the Snowman.
Yes.
So that's the rule you gotta use. Like, how can you tell if this is the world's god? If he was voiced by Morgan Freeman, would it seem weird? No, he's the world's god.
Yes. Or at the very least, like just an all-powerful being,
Yeah.
if not a god.
Yeah. Until I guess the heat flame guy comes and murders him.
No. I mean, yes, but no. How am I gonna die?
Yeah. That's the thing. Like this, like Rudolph's kind of like where like it doesn't explain anything.
Yes.
And then the Santa Claus, like these, it just goes way too deep into it and just breaks it all down to a science. Like, okay, we're ruining the magic here.
I just want a list of every single Santa that's canon, which ones aren't, so I can know where to start from.
I'm fairly certain that I'm fairly certain what should be canon is that not the actual movies, but there's like a YouTube parody video.
Yes.
Where it's like Goodfellas, but Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, like it's like a mafia thing.
Oh no.
And like so, there's literally a scene from like where he's like busted, starts shooting people. I think it's like from Mad TV.
Okay.
And like Sam, like the snowman, has like a Italian act, like a Brooklynese accent.
Yeah.
Like forget about it. Anyway, yes, that's basically my whole thing on Rudolph. It's I.
I mean, if Morgan Freeman came with me with a broken accent, told me to forget about it, I would.
You know,
I forget everything I ever knew.
we could just snap his fingers. You forget anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on to
There's not a whole lot for your album, mostly because it's all instrumental.
is so like
Hence, as a spoiler, I will not have any questions for Gus today because it's an instrumental album. There's not much I can really ask about that's not just sort of spammy or bullshitty.
No, you shouldn't have told him that, and then you should have just been like, leave like 15 minutes in of silence to make them think their audio isn't fucking working.
No, just like put like on the screen like audio issues for the next 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Instead of just cutting it out, just leave it there saying that we've acknowledged that the audio doesn't work. But we're gonna leave it in.
We're gonna leave it in.
Yeah.
It's not a bug. It's a feature.
Just in the one case it does work for you.
Yeah. But I mean, I like the album. I just obviously Lynch is a guitarist and he's very good.
Yes.
And I could sense that, but I would say that I enjoy the tracks and like the twist on and everything. It's just like I've kind of seen it. I guess like I've seen like albums where they put like more heavy metal into the heavy metal Christmas album, and then like seen it do like the Christmas album and the heavy metal Christmas a bit better. So like, this is kind of in the middle where I think it does okay at both.
Yeah.
But it's another where like it just really kind of I don't know if it's like this like smash hit blending of the two. Like I still kind of like
it's not.
I still kind of like August Burns Red. I feel like that kind of goes more into like, okay, yeah, it's Christmassy, but like it's gonna be fucking intense. Like I'll play you the Carol of the Bells track
After this, I want to listen to it.
Yeah.
But no, I agree with you 100%. Because I was listening back to it again the other day, and there are a lot of tracks that do kind of feel like he took the easiest way out of it he could have. That he probably could have done a lot more like creative stuff with it.
Yeah.
But he did like the bare minimum with it, and for guitarists I like so much, it's a little disappointing. But I do still think he's probably one of the best guitarists of the 80s.
Yeah, it's a there's the fact it's came like 30 years past his prime.
Yes.
But it's still I still enjoy it. Like it's like a 6.5 out of 10. Like like if you're
I mean I'd give it a 5.5 or 6.
I'm trying to be nice. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, but like it's just like 6.5 out of 10.
Which one was your favorite?
The first track, which was because it reminded me because it doesn't like I'm looking at the exact name, but the Bittersweet Symphony.
Yes.
Isn't there like a version where another band did like
The Verve, because they sampled Rolling Stones song and got sued for it, and now the Verve makes no money off of it.
Maybe I kind of
It's a bittersweet symphony.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, because they don't make any money off that song because the Stones sued them. What a sad time.
Yeah.
You have enough money, the Rolling Stones, get over it.
Yeah, but you can never have too much money.
Apparently, that's what it seems like.
I mean, I can't imagine how much money they still make off. Because once you're in it, like you're like the Rolling Stones, like you're just never gonna run out of money.
No.
Like your royalties checks are probably still millions of dollars every year.
And also, once they retire, they got like 10 years left. Willing to spend on the fortune in 10 years? Maybe. No.
I mean, they could do it. Mayweather looks like he might go broke by 50.
He really needs to calm down that spending.
He spent I've seen reports he spends $20 million a year.
On what? On what?
Well, seriously. So like obviously a bunch of cars, mansions, private jets, suits. Literally, I think there was like after the Pacquiao fight.
Yeah.
There was literally a clip on Twitter or Instagram or something where he just has $1 million in cash and he's just making it rain on all these strippers. It's like, dude.
I don't understand that. The one I don't understand most is the cars thing. You only drive one car at a time.
You can't. I mean, I think it's just a collection thing. It's just like a rich person thing. It's a status thing. It's like, look at all of these super $1 million cars that I own. I'm so rich. Like
that I will more than likely never drive.
Yeah, I mean, more than once. At the very least, what you want to do is invest in art because art is artificially inflated. Like it only has a price because you tell it to. Basically, what you like. That's what Jay-Z does. He puts his money in art.
Yes.
And part of like the sale value is like, oh yeah, this piece was owned by Jay-Z. It's like, this piece was owned by fucking Jay-Z. Wow, I'll pay and like he bought it for like $1 million.
Yeah.
I'll buy it for $20 million. Like or he can donate it to like a museum.
Yeah.
And it's like he can go to like one of his art what's it
art crawls.
Art galleries, or he can go to like a curator.
Yeah.
Or like a historian or whatever, and be like, hey, I was painting, evaluate for me. Like, oh, this painting's valued like, you bought it for $1 million. You had it like for a couple of years. This painting's valued like $10 million. Okay, well I made $100 million. I'm gonna donate this to like some random art gallery. That's a $10 million donation. That's a tax write-off. Even though it's not really worth $10 million. Bullshit. So art, because cars are also a financial thing of the day. Never buy a car new. In the first 5 years of a car's value, it depreciates by 60%. You go buy a 5-year car. Here's like, if you want think of a nice car that you want, buy like a 5-year model. You could get it for half the money, and it's like a lot of these cars, they're not really driven around a lot, or if they are, like you can still drive them for several years. Like I saw a Bentley, there's like Bentley's like 2020 Bentley's like $200,000.
Yes.
There's like a 2015 Bentley I saw that was $90,000. They had like 10,000 miles on it. That's nothing.
I mean, most cars that you're gonna buy that are used were not driven enough to where like it's gonna really ruin the car.
Especially
very few people drive that much to where it's like they drive enough to where it's gonna ruin the car in that short amount of time.
Yeah, especially in 5 years. Like if you take good care of
unless you spend 5 hours a day driving.
Yeah.
And very few do.
Yeah, I mean it's just like cars are a terrible investment.
Yeah.
You should. I mean, you could buy a 2015 Bentley. No one's gonna know if it's 2015 or 2020.
No one will ever be able to tell.
No.
Very few are gonna care enough to ask you.
Because if you've been rich for a while and you buy it, right, they're just going to assume you bought it new. It's like, that was a 2015 model. Yeah, I bought it 5 years ago.
You can tell them what you want to tell them.
Yeah.
If you're rich, what are they going to do, question you?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That's how you...
So you have a yes man.
Yeah. But anyway, so going off that tangent.
Yes.
So ultimately, it was, so, okay album, bullshit capitalist propaganda for the movie.
Yes.
I'm not over it. Justice for Abominable. He's a victim of a war crime. He should be...
As a Russian, I should be more upset.
Yeah. Hermie deserves to be tried in the Hague.
Yes.
But, I guess Austin Sanders too, because technically he's like filtered in a multitude of... And murder, because he also technically killed the penguin.
He did.
Actually, hold up. If you... Considering toys are sentient in this universe, is it murder or is it destruction of property if you kill one of them? Or like you destroy one of them?
We can make a flowchart and find out.
Yeah, I feel like the boat... So I think the more human it looks. I feel like if you kill the doll, you're kind of in the rough. If you killed like the train
with square wheels,
it's kind
no one's gonna give a shit.
No one's gonna like. It's kind of okay.
Yes.
Like like if you come in and you like break its wheels off and you smash it to smithereens, like basically break his legs, that's whatever. I think if you come in
the boat, I think the boat's fine because you can say the boat sank. The boats do that.
he spends eternity at the bottom. That would be even honestly worse because
he can breathe on the water. He's just stuck down there.
He's just stuck down there. He's watching as like the polar ice caps melt, as like baby seals get murdered by orcas.
Yes.
Or baby penguins get murdered by seals. Like a vicious cycle. He's just sitting down there watching the horrors of the deep blue for all of eternity.
Unable to break away. Unable to die. Unable to live. Oh no.
Oh no. But
the penguin, you're kind of in the rough for that. It's a penguin. People like penguins, objectively, usually.
Yeah, they do. I think it depends on the penguin though. Like if you killed Pangu, there'd be like riots.
Yes.
If you killed, okay, wait.
Any penguin from Surf's Up, you're fine. Any of them.
But not the chicken. You can't kill the chicken.
Can't kill the chicken. But
you can kill the one penguin voiced by Shia LaBeouf. He's kind of an asshole. Yeah. But I really want more style. Like Surf's Up was actually, I want more style like that, but they do like just a mock like. Because here's the thing, the premise of that is so incredibly unique. Like a mockumentary, which by itself is generally pretty unique, but of an animated surfing competition featuring penguins. Like that's like a once in 100-year kind of idea.
But I want it done better though, because I didn't like Surf's Up.
That's true. You can always do another one.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, yeah. So I keep saying we're done with the tangents. We keep going on another tangent.
And I have another tangent.
Yeah.
Okay, Surf's Up, but it's every single character from the Lil Dicky song Earth.
Okay.
And every single celebrity that's in that song reprises the role as that animal.
I can see it. I mean, here's the thing.
Mostly because I want to see Lil Jon's the clam again. That's what I want.
Yeah, he's the announcer. He would be.
I want him to narrate the entire thing.
Trying to think of like would be another great idea. I really want to see like a. You know what I want to see Pixar tackle like a crime movie. I guess they kind of did that with Zootopia, didn't they? Or no, that was Disney. That was.
Do you want
Pixar.
like a graphic crime movie or just a crime movie?
I want Pixar to you know like how like so you know like remakes.
Yes.
I want Pixar to remake Goodfellas. I want the entire script kept virtually the same. But I want, and you can as mention the voice casting bring back. But I want them all to be like the bunny rabbits or clams or some shit.
Yes.
So there's just like a scene where you're like, I'm trying to think, like there's like just a scene where like you're like little clam Joe Pesci comes in.
Yeah.
And like he like go to the scene where he gets whacked, and he's just kind of looking around. It's like, ah, goddamn, and then like they just like break him in half or something.
And in the middle of the movie, like not like the actual middle, but like in the middle of all this chaos, is just a random character voiced by Christopher Walken who was not given a script and is just listening to all this happen in live action.
It's like, no, yeah, he used to narrate like a sports commentary. It's just like you ever see color analysts in football? Just do that for this movie.
Yes.
Like, that would sell $1 billion. I think what else?
I'd watch it.
Yeah. Also, yeah, that Rudolph YouTube video.
I'll watch that too.
It's also, I think it also references Goodfellas. It references The Godfather. It's incredible.
I want a full-length movie with the SNL skits of It's a Charlie Brown Christmas, where it's like they're all like gangsters.
I didn't do that.
You're a rap bastard, Charlie Brown. That one.
Yeah, you remember the SNL Bambi sketch?
What?
The SNL Bambi sketch.
Oh yeah, with The Rock.
Yeah. I'm on open. Okay. Pitch Perfect Vin Diesel.
Yes.
Okay. So, we're done.
Yes. No more tangents.
No more tangents. Alright, so I think we nailed it. We're such professionals.
Absolutely.
Anyway, so thank you guys so much for listening again. Tune in next eon, next year probably, where we have another video out.
Yeah, well, sometime between now and the next 5 years, we'll have an episode for you, okay?
Definitely next 5, maybe 6, but definitely 5.
I'm aiming for 5.
Yeah.
So that's the goal.
But like, yeah, so we will see you guys later. Have happy holidays. Stay safe and healthy.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Ramadan, whatever you celebrate.
And if Russ lets it grow out again, please feel free to mock his ugly ass chin strap thing on.
I get mocked with or without it. It really doesn't make a difference anymore. It's with, without, halfway.
At least this looks a bit more respectable. Like if you just leave the hat on and they don't know you, that's a bit more respectable than like this, like just sticking out like oh my god, like the devil in like any form of media, I guess.
I'm gonna braid it.
Okay. You're gonna braid? You're gonna open a vape shop? Shut the fuck up. Okay, we're done here. Thank you so much for listening. As always, I'm Gus.
I'm Russ.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.